Okay, I think we're just about ready. Alrighty then. Just swap over. Hold on, before I do that. Yeah, there we go. And I think we're ready. There we go. Yeah. Hello, Lorana. I forgot to grab a drink of water real fast, so you can tell I'm not very prepared. This was a very rushed stream. Hold on 1 second. Ah, my leg. My leg got caught. Oh. I don't have any water. It's fine. I'll just go without. Oh, probably should turn chat on. God, that looks tiny. Why is the text so small? Best dev diary ever. Well, we'll see about that. Be prepared to be shocked. I mean, I already skimmed through it, so I kind of know what's coming, but I wanted to kind of like discuss it with you guys, you know, see what else there is to it, because all I did was like skim read it. Oh, I could probably do a stream on this. And maybe we could also like make this thing where we actually like read the dev diaries like once a month as they come. But yeah, hello my kohais. Hope you're all doing well. I'm your host, Tyranna Senpai, and welcome to this stream where we're going to be checking out the Prehistoric Kingdom Dev Diary for January 2025. Well, it's not just the chat being small, you're small too. Well, I don't want to take up that much of the screen. I want to be the filter that is between you and I. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to get this chat light looked at too, because that is way too small. Anyway, let's just go ahead and dive in. It's kind of odd that they're putting it like this this way through November. I mean, January, considering, you know, it's not over yet. Because normally these come out at the end of the month, but whatever. Anyway, welcome to the January Development Diary. It's a fresh year with a new... Let me try that again. Welcome to the January Development Diary. It's a fresh year with new features on the horizon. We've been steadily working on improving the animals behind the scenes with work on ontogeny, sociality, and combat for 2025. The thing is, though, we actually need your help. I mean, I'm surprised that it took this long to happen, considering, indie developers kind of need outside funding like this, like to keep their lights on. I mean, the same thing's kind of happening to Paleopines at the moment. Anyway, Patreon in our future. As a niche indie project, development funding can be hard to access, especially through the early access period when most potential customers understandably hold off from I can't read. From buying the game until it's complete. I swear I'm not dyslexic. I'm just not used to reading out loud. Currently, currently, the majority of our funds are generated during major Steam sales, but revenue can otherwise leave us spread too thin to have the financial security necessary to pay the entire team or commission new work from our artists. This has put us in a tough position, having to weigh our vision for the game against what's financially viable. We currently have an active team of around a dozen people, all in different roles, with some of our core members voluntarily taking staggering or reduced payment to keep us moving forward. This isn't sustainable, and is why we're looking to Patreon. Help support Prehistoric Kingdom on Patreon. And I'm assuming this is the link to their Patreon. What happens if I click it? Hopefully I didn't just dox myself by having my email up there. But yeah, this is their... Oh, you can join for free. Oh, wait, it's because I'm not logged in. But yeah, you can join for free. You can have like $2 a month by helping, the development and such like that. Have your heartfelt thanks. Visitor $5 a month, you unlock your name in game credits, access to exclusive Patreon posts, access to Patreon community polls, Discord visitor patron role, and of course Discord access. And Keeper, you unlock all previous rewards, Prehistoric Kingdom original soundtrack and art book, Discord Keeper Patreon role, and access to developer channel, and access to work in progress content on Discord development channel. Can be redeemed from our Patreon shop, Discord access. And this is all the stuff you can get. Ooh, I could just buy it on its own. Sweet! I mean, that's what it looks like. Oh! I could straight up just see the animal there. That's not hiding it. I know what that is. Oh boy, Update 15's new mystery animal looks very, very, mysterious, and it's obviously Gallimimus. Come on, it's not even hidden that well. But yeah, obviously, if you want, to support them on Patreon, you can. It's important for, indie developers to get their, support, from outside funding like us, because otherwise, they're not going to be able to keep the lights on, and of course the game will, stop being developed. It's important now more than ever to have it done. Anyway, by becoming a patron, we're hoping to ensure that development remains stable throughout the remainder of early access. As of this Dev Diary, we have 7 major updates left to complete before we consider the game ready to leave early access. So we just got through Update 13, so it's now 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We have until Update 20 before this game finally leaves early access and actually starts, we get DLC content. So at that point, it starts becoming Jurassic World Evolution 2. Beyond keeping the game alive, the main benefit of becoming a patron will be access to exclusive polls, sneak peeks, and our weekly development summaries that provide an informal look at what we've been up to. Our monthly Dev Diaries won't be going anywhere, but certain things from the Patreon will be exclusive. If you are in a position to help support the longevity of Prehistoric Kingdom through Patreon, we would be incredibly grateful. We appreciate everything the community has helped us build over the years, whether it was Kickstarter, buying our game during early access, or even cheering us on from the sideline. You helped us get this far, thank you. Art book and original soundtrack available on Patreon. As a final note, Volume 1 of the art book and soundtrack are now available to purchase as standalone products on Patreon if you don't use Steam. I honestly... If if the art book is like a physical copy and not like a whatchamacallit, a digital thing, I might just get that just so I can say I have a physical copy of this. This one I'm not so sure about, though. And then, of course, we have the new state of development. Assuming we're able to secure more funding, we've updated our roadmap to early access release. With an emphasis on animals, it won't come all at once, but step by step, we plan to incrementally improve the animals until they are properly completed. This begins with ontogeny coming in Update 14. So there's the new update coming in Update 14, which will include ontogeny. In other words, in the next update, we'll be seeing babies. And I do have the public roadmap up. We just haven't... I'm just going to wait until, we get to that point in the stream. Anyway. Update 14. Ontogeny. And here we can have, our first look at it. We got some work in progress animations for the baby T-Rex. And that is just super cute. Look at this. That is adorable. It's just hopping around in spot, being curious and playful. Kind of like how you would expect a baby to be. And then you got the father who's like, oh, I did not sign up for this. It's adorable. Anyway. Update 14 will feature the first iteration of ontogeny, bringing baby animals to Prehistoric Kingdom. Using an age slider in the animal nursery, players will be able to preview the growth of a species and create animals at a specific age. When placed in a park, they'll grow from a baby to an adult. Here's a sped-up demonstration of how growth works, using the mammoth as an example. Note how there are no model swaps or sharp transitions. Instead, its proportion, shape, and skin seamlessly change over time. And there it is. There's the mammoth. We could see it grow from a calf all the way to a full-grown individual. So, obviously, it's super sped up. Hi, Phoenix. But yeah, we have, the basic mammoth calf right here. Very shaggy, very baby proportions, big head, big eyes, very stumpy looking. And then it gets bigger. You notice that the proportions start to change. And also, if you look at this point, this is at the point where the tusks start to grow. And, of course, the proportions get bigger and bigger. The tusks become more curved. They become more curved. The baby proportions are kind of leaving here. Its neck kind of leaves its body for a second there. Until you reach the full-grown adult mammoth, which we all know and love. And then it's transitioning back to the baby. Obviously, this won't be an actual feature of the game. It's just showing, how it works. Honestly, this seamless growth thing is immaculate, and I'm looking forward to seeing, our babies grow from little niblets to chicklets to dumplings, basically. From very cute to very massive. I'm very excited to see it. And this feature is going to be coming to all the animals in the game. So, every single dinosaur, every single mammal that we see in Prehistoric Kingdom is going to be getting a baby model in the next update, as far as we know. And let me tell you, once this update comes, I'm putting some babies in the park. No doubt about it. I'm putting babies in my park. And we're still working on the little guy, but here's an up-close look at the current baby mammoth. They're certainly different without their massive tusks. And then, yet, we have a proper still image of the baby mammoth. And it is so cute. For those of you who aren't aware, elephants are my favorite living animal. I don't know what it is about them, but elephants are just beautiful, amazing creatures. They're smart, they're sociable, they're, I think, one of the few animals, aside from primates, that can show and feel emotion. There's something oddly human about elephants. Will babies affect the group size? No. It only affects the adults, because it's an adult population. The babies don't really have... I mean, as far as I know, as far as I can remember, babies are just... They don't count as the group members. They'll only, count as group members when they're fully grown. I mean, at least to my knowledge, anyway. I mean, that's how it works in Planet Zoo, so I'm assuming that's how it's going to work here. But yeah, look at that. You got the big old eyes, the little trunk, little ears, big old baby feet. Oh, they're so cute! To make babies extra cute, they'll have their own locomotion to make them bouncier and more wobbly than the adults. It definitely makes the T-Rex look much less intimidating. So not only are they going to be different models, they'll have different animations. Like, for example, here, we have what looks like a hatchling T-Rex, and look at that animation. That looks so, like, it looks more energetic, more not floaty, but like bouncy than the adults with how it moves about. And then we got like what looks like a running position. And then we reach from the hatchling, I'm assuming that's it there, to a juvenile. And once again, very energetic, very lively, very, childlike. Because, it's, not a big hulking brute. I mean, I've made this comparison before in my Beast of the Mesozoic review of the baby T-Rex. These are lean and quick little predators that by the time they reach their teenage years, they explode in growth until they're basically giant hulks. It's impressive. I'm looking forward to seeing the ontogeny of the T-Rex here. Elephants have also imitated human language. Oh yeah, I did see that. There was like an elephant in Korea that could speak like a few words. Oh yeah, and then we also got this reveal. Babies like those of the cave lion are especially adorable. We love how these little kittens came out with their soft faces and massive paws. We bet they just can't wait to be king. Yeah, look at that. We got models for the baby cave lions, and they are really cute. I love, the attention to detail. Like, they have like the leopard spots, and as they mature, they kind of fade. They're not completely gone. They're still there. You can still see like spots on this guy's sides here. But you also have like, the more obvious stripes of the cubs, which is adorable. You got ones that's stretching like a house cat here. And this one's kind of doing nothing but just like stare. And then you got this one that's rolled over on its back, licking its paws. Ah! I can't wait. I can't wait. I want to hold one. I mean, the closest I got was holding a baby tiger. And it tried to bite my sister's face. Didn't really hurt her, but it came close several times. It was like a little baby tiger cub. Really fluffy. Honestly, don't think I'd ever go back to that zoo because, it was a private zoo and the living conditions of the animals were terrible. On a technical level, we're implementing ontogeny so that upcoming behaviors such as sociality and combat can factor in it from the start. I think it wants a brother. Oh, God. I'm not even watching Mufasa, and I know what that's from. It allows us to observe how babies fit into the gameplay loop before more advanced features such as breeding are added at the end of early access. Again, we have more of the baby cave lions. This one looks just so overjoyed at the world. That's upsetting to hear. Hasn't always wanted a brother. This one's eyes are a bit darkened out, but I think that's just like the lighting. Obviously, I think it'd be not just like a lifeless little husk. Yeah, I really love these cave lion cubs. They're very cute. As mentioned in the previous Dev Diary, one of the benefits of this approach is enhanced sexual dimorphism. For things like mammoths, we can stop their growth early to give females shorter tusks. It certainly makes the herd look more diverse. So let's actually look at this. Right. So we got a couple of calves here, like an older calf over here. I really, really hope there is a sandbox setting to keep animals at the stage of life. I really hope so as well. Like that you could just stop growth. And I think I can see what they mean, because that looks like a male mammoth, and the shorter tusk could be like the females. I could see this. I can really see this working here. The ears look more rounded than normal. Well, on the cave lion? I mean, a little bit, but again, that's probably because, it's a baby. When it matures, the features, get less rounded. Anyway, first person mode. This highly requested feature will let players explore their park from the eyes of a human, walking, running, and jumping their way around the zoo. So, I've never heard this feature at all be requested, but I'm glad that it's coming, because this is something Jurassic World Evolution 2 did. And look at that, you can actually, now proper explore your park, which I think is pretty cool. Again, I didn't hear anyone ask for it, but this could be cool. And look, we got this looks like an Apatosaurus or Brontosaurus tail, and that's an Apatosaurus there, and a Brachiosaurus. And you can actually, look up at these things. Oh, and then you can actually get a first person view of you in the T-Rex pen. That's really cool. It'd be really cool if you could go in there and actually get eaten by the T-Rex. That'd be something. We'd really like for players to be able to interact with attractions such as binoculars, and in a later update, incorporate basic managerial tasks such as refilling feeders or cleaning dung in exchange for an upfront cost. It has been requested quite a lot. There's even a mod for it. Oh, I didn't even realize. We feel this would not only increase the sense of Prehistoric Kingdom being your zoo, but to provide a more active way for players to engage with the park itself alongside staff. So yeah, this is a cool feature that, honestly, I don't think the game even needed, but I'm kind of glad it's coming. And I believe that's all that's coming in Update 14? Yeah, because this is all in the Update 14 tab. So we're going to be getting ontogeny, baby animals and such, and first-person mode. It would make your speed builds after shots more precise to the ground. I feel like it would also, make my park tours feel more human-like, I guess. Because if I go first-person mode, all I have to do is, just walk in, and I don't have to worry about moving the camera up and down, so I'm human level. Anyway, now we move on to the future. What's currently being done now? Sociality and herding. Most of the sociality will revolve around herding and how these animals respond to each other, depending on things like competitiveness or the territoriality of an animal. God, geez, there are so many words in here. Get a fucking dictionary. This can result in social behavior like friendly communication, scaring off competing herds, and running away from threats. Long term, we want to focus on the herd structure and how animals move up, down the ranks. Seeing herd leaders challenge in competitive species, or animals playfully chasing each other in more social ones. Nothing really to see here. That's just a still of a Triceratops trio. Mixed herds. This is something that I'm really looking forward to. Because, Jurassic World Evolution and Evolution 2 had something like that where, herds would sometimes come together. But two species didn't travel with each other. So, you can have all the dinosaurs you want in, the same area. Only the single species will go with each other. This is something that I think will make these animals feel even more alive. Mixed herds is a concept where small species would essentially magnetize to larger ones, as long as they're compatible. Excuse me. They're still totally independent social groups, but it mimics the that word. It mimics the commensalism that you'd find in the real world. Oh my god, whoever came up with that word, I hate you. But as you can see, we got a couple of brachiosaurs, a chimaerosaurus in the background, and under their feet is a bunch of dryosaurus. So I feel like this was a feature that I think is desperately needed, especially because this game is not Jurassic World Evolution or Jurassic World Evolution 2. It is setting out to be even better than that. It's more ambitious. It has all these cool features. I think this is a step in the right direction to make these animals feel less like AI and more like they're actual living creatures. Because this is normal behavior, right? Small creatures will often travel around the big ones for food or protection. So this makes sense to me! Alright, and then we get to the big one that I was wondering myself. Is it going to be social behavior or social animation? As in, animation, like the animations in Jurassic World Evolution 2, where, two dinosaurs will line up and then cue an animation. A question we often see is if Prehistoric Kingdom will have social animations. This refers to the idea of a highly choreographed, synced animation between two animals, usually showcasing some sort of canned physical interaction. At this stage, we'll be focusing on social behavior. Well, Tyler is excited. I'll shut up. I am more excited about this game than anything else. Anyway, we're focused on a social behavior, animal AI instead. Not only are social animations out of our current budget, but they have problems with seamless ontogeny and individual size variation that can only be solved with a heavy tech investment. Regardless of those circumstances, we view social animations as more of the cherry on top and should not form the basis for sociality in Prehistoric Kingdom. So, yes, we are getting social behaviors, but social animations, they may come, but that's probably going to be a while yet, given the current budget. And that's totally understandable. I get it. That's a lot of work. And, they're not Frontier, right? They're not like this AAA devs that have, like, these big companies and all these releases. This is literally just a handful of people working on the same game. Granted, they've done a lot with with the tools they've been given, but this is, again, very ambitious. I think, I was kind of expecting, social animations might be a bit more than they could chew. But, that doesn't mean that's not going to happen. It just means that it's not going to happen as soon as we would like. We'll see sooner or later how this plays out. Anyway, and now we move on to one. I know someone that watches my streams and videos will be very excited about this, and me personally, because this is one of the things that I look forward to, because I'm gonna do cinematics for Prehistoric Kingdom, but there are a couple things that I want to come to the game before I do that. One of them was ontogeny, and this is the other one: combat and hostility. And here we can see a work in progress animation. Animations are triggered manually. So we have two T-Rex. One of them is backing up, but still in a very threatening pose. And the other one was coming forward, biting and lunging, looking very menacing. Yes, but they're going above and beyond what Frontier are willing to do. Yeah, exactly. So I can obviously, forgive them for not including a certain feature. But yeah, we got these two T-Rex. This is just the basis for what, combat is going to look like eventually. Obviously, we're not seeing, hits or damage, but this is still pretty cool nonetheless. Above animations are triggered manually to test how threatened behaviors could look. Combat is being designed as a dynamic system, making use of triggerable attacks and additive animations. This would allow animals to injure each other while moving around and perform actions such as biting or horn stabs. It's important for us to prioritize not only the scalability of aggressive interactions across species, but to consider the size of our team too. Going dynamic means we can build something that's variable and potentially more reactive for a lower cost, rather than something built around hundreds of cinematic but ultimately predetermined animations. With that in mind, here are some mock-up images of our current library of prototype animations. They depict an incoming attack, bite, and hit reaction. So I'm not sure what that actually means. All I'm hoping is that it's not going to wind up being, Jurassic World Evolution and Evolution 2, where a dinosaur gets a single animation, and then in Evolution 2, where they get an animation where they sort of whack into each other. I'm kind of hoping dinosaurs will receive more than one animation, and then a kill animation of some kind. Like, because I know dinosaurs in this game share at rigging. All the big theropods share the same rig. So, yeah, it wouldn't be a unique kill animation, but I'd still like to see something like that. So it doesn't look like, bite and then just flop over. Anyway, here are the images we have. I'm assuming this is like an incoming attack because this one has like its mouth open, and this one's like just kind of staring at it. And also, I do hope they do integrate like the ceratopsians locking horns because that's so iconic, and that's the one like attack animation I'm glad Frontier did do for Evolution 2. And then we have what looks like the bite and then the reaction. Again, it's hard to tell what it's going to look like from just a still animation. From a still photo, excuse me. So I don't know what this would look like. No, they're stating they're making a few animations for the fight sequences, not what his evolution has done. Okay. But yeah, like attacks, those are going to look really good, but we need kill animations as well, because it's not just like fighting dinosaurs. Sometimes, because they also said they're going to be hunting dinosaurs. So there are going to be dinosaurs that can't fight that are going to be hunted by these things. So like say if you have a Dryosaurus and a T-Rex walks by, it's going to run away. So a T-Rex is going to have to chase it, and either it'll bite and the Dryosaurus flops, or which is in that cinematic, or they could go one step above and actually have a kill animation. I'm just saying. Like, I know that's kind of ambitious, but look at what they've done. I feel like it would... I don't know. With the way the Prehistoric Kingdom is looking right now, with, Patreon and stuff like that they need, like, funding, it's like, could they do kill animations? That is a concern of mine. But at the same time, Frontier is like, we have a ton of money to work on the features for this game. I say we pick one set a date, and no matter how bad it is, by then we implement and sit on our asses for a month or so. Yeah, basically. Whereas Prehistoric Kingdom, it's early access. It's being worked by, just a handful of people, and they've done amazing things with this game. And there's still more to come, as far as I know. So, yeah, my hope is, it seems that there are going to be a few attack animations for combat. But what's really going to sell me about combat is, are there going to be kill animations, or will the animal just flop over and die after it's been hit? If there are kill animations, then this could potentially be like the best combat system in all of dinosaur park building history. Below is a short animation test demonstrating how a threat pose could be combined with locomotion and various attacks to create the appearance of an angry animal. Keep in mind that combat is in such early pre-production that we're not worrying about polish or making it overly sophisticated yet. We just need animations to test with. Okay, so this is like some test animations they got with the T-Rex. Even if they don't have kill animations at the start, they can add those later when more fun. Yeah, I know. But it's like, please. Let this be so. But yeah, we got a threatened pose. Yeah, it's just like, crouching down. It's got its mouth open, flashing its teeth. And it's kind of shuffling forward. I feel like it's being super floaty. It's just kind of moving in spot when I feel like it could be moving a bit more forward. But then again, this is just an animation test. And then you got a roar. So I guess like in Jurassic World Evolution and Evolution 2, when a fight is about to start or something, or when they want to do an intimidation display, they're going to, like, roar at each other. Which is cool. And then you got a bite. Another bite. And then we got a lunge. So we got a bite and a lunge already. Oh, and with that one, it goes forward and then bites, which is good. So that's 2 animations. Then we got another bite here. And another lunge. And then another roar. And then it just settles back down into like its basic pose. That one looks really nice. There's a lot of research, trial, and error. There's a lot of research, trial, and development. There's a lot to research, trial, and develop before we can find a definitive path forward that's achievable for us. So we ask to keep your expectations for combat and hunting measured. Yeah. Okay. All I really hope is like we get some kill animations, because I feel like, that's what a lot of people play Jurassic World Evolution 2 is for, especially with combat. They want to see how a dinosaur is going to kill something, whether it be another dinosaur or a person, especially with the DLC creatures. Because I especially love the Atrociraptor kill animation for that, where the person sticks up their hand, Atrociraptor just stops, freezes, and like looks at them. The person thinks they're okay. Then it goes for the pounce. He tries to do the hand thing and just gets bit. Like, that's a really cool animation. I'm really again, this might be asking for too much, but I'm hoping we get some kill animation. It doesn't even have to be unique for each species, but something like, to show that the fight is won. Make it cool. I do hope it's added. I'm not meaning to pressure anyone to do, the devs, especially if they're watching this. I'm not pressuring anyone to do this, but I'm just saying, would be cool. Even if it's added later in the stage. But anyway, next up is one I'm also excited about, paleobotany. It may not surprise you, but a lot of prehistoric plants are only known from leaves. We've been working with Tom Parker, scientific illustrator and author, worked on Saurian. Hold on one second. I just need to check on something. Is it in here? Yes. Ah! Would you look at that? So, I actually have a copy of Saurian, A Field Guide to Hell Creek, and Tom Parker is actually credited on here. So this actually does confirm that he did work on this. And there are all kinds of these plant illustrations, like ginkgos, cycadales, redwoods, all this stuff. It would be cool, but we may have to wait a while because, again, funding. Yep. Anyway, to ensure that our interpretations are scientifically plausible, for many species, Prehistoric Kingdom will be the first time some of these plants have been recreated in 3D. So that's actually really cool. Prehistoric Kingdom will actually get their names down in history as a piece of dinosaur media that has actually depicted their own version of prehistoric plants that have never been seen before. All in-game biomes will offer paleobotany, though the majority of species will be going towards scrubland, tropical, wetland, and coastal. Whew. That's good. That's really good. Paleobotany is currently planned to feature around 30 extinct species of foliage. So that's still quite a lot. 30 different species spread out through 8 biomes. That's still quite a bit. When it's finished, including fan favorites such as Araucaria, monkey puzzle, Chimaerella, Zemites, and Ginkgos. Below you can see some of our first assets created for the coastal biome. So, first of all, these look like ferns. So we got Conioteris, which looks really nice, very frilly. Eobowenia? I'm not good with plant scientific names. I'm trying my best. Again, this looks very ferny, very frilly. Looks really nice. Nilsonia. Looks like a bit of like a palm tree and ginger. Like these, the tree looks like ginger, but the leaves look like palm fronds. And it looks like they actually have like some fruit on the top, or maybe that's a bud. I don't know. And toadites. I feel like I've seen these, like in Walking with Dinosaurs. I don't know how, but I feel like I've seen these before. And then we have ginkgo trees. For the ginkgo trees, we have 2 different species. One from the Jurassic, Ginkgo yemenensis, and one from the Cretaceous, Ginkgo adiantodes. It's incredible to think that ginkgos date all the way back from to the Carboniferous period. before the dinosaurs. I am so bad at words. We decided to give them unique growth habits to better align them to the coastal and temperate biomes, with the added benefit of increasing their visual diversity. So, this is the Jurassic coastal species. Yeah. When added, would there be some park changes in store for your park? Oh, yes. A lot of the plants are going to be replaced, especially if the dinosaurs can eat from these. So, a lot of herbivore planters might not even have herbivore feeders. Shoot. When you think about it, you could have a Site B mode for Prehistoric Kingdom. With all the paleobotany plants already placed, all you need are the dinosaurs, which can grow and breed, and there you go. You could actually have a wildlife zone full of dinosaurs just living their life. That's awesome. And then we have the Cretaceous version, I believe this is. Yep, temperate Cretaceous species. In terms of gameplay, we plan to create unique dig sites specifically for paleobotany. They'd be scattered across the world, much like our animals are. The moment update 14 comes out, I'm making an adult and baby spino habitat. Placing compatible paleobotany with a habitat would not only provide enrichment for the animals, but increase their animal points rating. We will continue to show more plants coming with paleobotany as the year progresses. Oh god, look at all this! That's just a mess. Don't worry, Ty. If you say the plant names with enough confidence, there's only a small chance anyone will realize. Shut up. And then we got terrariums. Terrariums are an upcoming set of modules that will replace the existing mini exhibit system. Oh. So, that build I did of the Microraptor and Archaeopteryx enclosure is going to become obsolete, isn't it? Fuck. Acting as a rebrand of sorts. Like before, these facilities will house simplified versions of animals that would be otherwise difficult to include in regular habitats, typically due to their size, unique locomotion, or ontogeny requirements. Our goal with terrariums is to better integrate them into regular gameplay, expand their customization options, and revisit the pipeline so it's easier to set up new species. And then we got configurations. Womp, 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 womp. Terrariums will have 3 configurations to switch between: amphibious, arboreal, and terrestrial. Each configuration will change the inside of the tank, making it more comfortable for your chosen species. Amphibious features a shallow pool and terrain for semi-aquatic animals. Arboreal features a set of trees for arboreal animals to perch on or jump between. And terrestrial features elevated terrain with viewable burrows for animals to hide in. Each of these configurations will have a small 4x8 and a large 8x12 version to place the current mini aviary. The small version will be especially great for custom reptile houses or adding little installations throughout the zoo. Small terrestrial terrarium, super duper early and rough mockup not final. Yes, those are tiny coelophysis. I'm glad they had to confirm that. And then using small modular to decorate a small terrarium. Yeah, so I think my aviary is unless they make one without walls. Unless they make one without walls that you could just build your own thing around. That's kind of what I think I'm gonna have to change my aviary makeup. Very early mock-up, not the final design. Players will need to set terrariums to use the right substrate, climate setting, and provide enrichment in order to satisfy their terrarium animals. Beyond these few options, we're planning to keep the inside sparse so that players can go crazy adding their own foliage and create dedicated terrain prefabs. There will also be a null styling for further flexibility, allowing players to visually combine multiple terrariums or this might actually be good. In terms of management, keepers will need to supply terrariums with food and clean them in order to keep your animals happy and healthy. Oh yeah, they said that in the Discord there would be no wall option. Thank the Lord. I might be able to save my build yet. When disease is added, terrariums would get sick too. Oh, that's a booger. And then we actually get terrarium animals, and we actually get to see what looks like 3 of them. Regarding animals, Archaeopteryx and Microraptor will be joined by Compsognathus, Tiktaalik, and Yi. Yeah, that's the name, Yi. As in ba 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 da ba 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 da ba da ba 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 Yi. Let's be honest. The chance of an extinct animal nerd correcting you is way more likely than a paleobotany nerd showing up. I love Tiktaalik. Since these creatures, critters are being rebranded to terrarium animals, it certainly opens the door for some larger species. So let's go ahead and actually take a look at the Compsognathus. Yes, I know you love Tiktaalik. Please stop spamming. Anyway. Okay, if you do it again, I'm banning. I mean, I'm not banning, putting you in timeout. Anyway, but here we have the Compsognathus here. And yeah, that looks about right. My bad. Anyway, yeah, you got the long neck, like long arms with claws. You got the long floofy tail. I like the colors of this. It's not very flashy, but it's like a small little carnivore, so I guess it wouldn't be. And then you have like a little size comparison there. I already sent them. The chat is... I can't stop it. I already sent them. Oh, that. Yeah. But yeah, this is a very nice looking Compsognathus. I like this. And then, of course, we have the Tiktaalik. I don't know much about the Tiktaalik other than like it was like one of the earliest tetrapod fish, like a halfway point between fish and amphibians. Dr. Sadler will find your park tie. You can't escape it. And yeah, and then she'll make all my dinosaurs sick. The bitch. Yeah, we got a top view here. Looks really nice, very triangular. Then we got the bottom view here, and then the side profile. It looks, yeah, very between like a fish and an amphibian. Very nice. I like these. We do not bring Dr. Sadler into this Phoenix. We don't talk about Sadler. Yeah, I also really like the colors, like the greens and browns and stuff. That looks really nice. And then we have the Yi, or Yi Ki, if you're so inclined to use the full name. And I think Yi actually has the smallest name out of any dinosaur. And also, I'm kind of patting myself on the back because I predicted that an epidexipteroid dinosaur would actually make its way into this game. Look at that. That looks... Thanks, Kairyu, for subscribing to the channel. And I'm just now realizing you can't actually see like the full thing because, I have it cropped weird. But yeah, that's the Yi Ki. We got the male and the female version. Male's got more like reddy colors, and that's really cool. I really love the design of this. I'm looking forward to seeing these in the park. I may end up designing my aviary like to incorporate these new guys. And then we got flat rides. Inspired by real zoos and fun fairs, we've begun looking into potential flat rides to add to Prehistoric Kingdom. I'm loving the Tiktaalik and the Yi Ki. I didn't expect them to bring those in. I didn't expect the Tiktaalik. I was kind of predicting that Yi would be included because I feel like there was like a lack of arboreal creatures. Ooh, amphibious creatures. Will it mean aquatics in the future? That would be something. I'm pretty sure they've talked about the idea of like having aquatics. I'm also hoping for pterosaurs eventually. Anyway, these researchable modules would add a significant amount of attraction points to the park rating, giving guests something to do when they're not watching animals behind fences. Fences, excuse me. In particular, we've been considering a Ferris wheel, theater, and a hot air balloon. Yes! Yes! Fuck you, Jurassic World Evolution 2. Prehistoric Kingdom is giving something we've wanted. A balloon tour. Also, this is desperately needed. Tiktaalik would be the oldest animal to come to the game. It's from... Oh, yeah, that's right. It would be the oldest because it's like a Devonian creature. Which means that the oldest creature wouldn't even be a dinosaur anymore. Which also opens the gates like, are we going to see other Paleozoic creatures? Are we going to see things like Dimetrodon, Dunkleosteus, or my personal favorite, Enostransevia? That would be awesome. I love Gorgonopsids. I hope we see one in the game. Anyway, that would float straight up to give guests a good view of the park. If you had any suggestions that would fit the gate, we'd love to hear them. Guys, go to the Prehistoric Kingdom Discord and suggest ideas. We need a river tour. We need a jeep tour. We need anything you can think of. Put it in. Suggest it. I just imagine Dr. Sadler staring you dead in the eyes and holding up a syringe. Oh, don't even joke about that. Oh, and then that's it. That's it. Yeah, this is just like I think these are real photos, but this one isn't. No, that's a real picture. It's just that this is either photoshopped or that's an actual photo that's put on a screen. But yeah, the rest of this is just community spotlight. We got the Megalosaurus, which is actually going to be the next build we do in Prehistoric Kingdom. Zipline. Yes! Zipline. Gondola lift. Zip lines. Fuck. Anything else you can think of. Dr. Sadler has turned into a creepypasta at this point. We got another one. It looks like a Tarbosaurus. Yeah, 2 Tarbosaurus and like, oh god, that's just an accident waiting to happen. Ah! Oh, and then we got like a viewing vent, like in an ankylosaur cave. That's really cool. I like that. Viewing domes, yeah. And then help support and Patreon. Thank you for reading January's Dev Diary. As you can see, God damn it. As you can see, there's a lot of great stuff in the works, but the future of Prehistoric Kingdom is uncertain. And any extra support we get would be extremely appreciated to keep the game going. In the meantime, we will be releasing program summaries on Patreon, with the next Dev Diary releasing at the end of February. Thank you all for your support thus far. Until next time, the PK team. No, Jurassic World Evolution does not need to take notes. Let them suffer for once and let Prehistoric Kingdom shine. So yeah, that's a lot. That's basically the Dev Diary, but we're not done yet. We also have the new Trello, the new roadmap that's been shown off. But before we do that, I'm going to refill my water because my voice is starting to hurt me a little bit. You know it's getting bad when your own voice starts to kill you. Okay. I have bounced back. So, update 14, we already know what's coming. We got animal ontogeny and first person mode. As far as we know, no new species. And that is totally cool. But update 15, we are getting some new stuff. We are getting animal enrichment as demonstrated by very real life rhinos, which is something that I've been personally excited about, and also something Jurassic World Evolution didn't include. I know, I love Jurassic World Evolution and Evolution 2. Don't get me wrong, but there are some things about it that I wish it had. To make it feel like a real theme park. But of course, they want to be more like the movies. So of course they're not going to do that. This is going to be more to real life. I believe there's supposed to be a Permian animal too. Maybe. But yeah, there's going to be animal enrichment. There's going to be a new species, which I think we already know because we saw like the little silhouette in the Patreon, even though I didn't subscribe to their Patreon. I'm pretty sure it's a Gallimimus. So we might be seeing that dinosaur, maybe. If I'm right, in the next one. Then we got AI socializing, so herding and packing, overhaul social needs. Lorana, over here, like, oh, hair, let it die, let it shrivel up and die. Another problem Dressroom alludes to I had was the crab walking. Yeah, that was a bit weird. But yeah, we're getting this, and of course, we'll also be getting paleobotany. So that's all update 15. We're getting, enrichment, socializing, and paleobotany, as well as a new dinosaur. Or, well, let's face it, it's a new dinosaur. And then we have update 16, which is animal health and wellness, and of course, disease and death. So update 16 is when dinosaurs are going to start dying. Unless, we get like sandbox mode where it's like dinosaurs don't die and dinosaurs don't age. And we're also going to be getting new staff in the form of vets and flat rides. And of course, a new nursery menu, as well as gene editing and all the new species that we've seen in the new devlog. The Compsognathus, the Yi, and the Titulek. Do not compare me to the little guy with a Godfather complex. But that's not it. We are actually getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If this list is correct, 6 new species to go along with the Fuck, I've lost my train of thought. The terrarium creatures, that's the one. And from the looks of this, we got a carnivore, a piscivore, another carnivore, an herbivore, and an insectivore. So these could all be dinosaurs. Some of them could be mammals. That sort of thing. I'm thinking Mononychus for the insectivore. Ooh, maybe. Who knows? And then update 17. Nothing really new as far as I can see. Oh, wait, hold on. We got a new species that's completely blanked out, so I'm assuming that means it's probably going to be a new terrarium creature of some sort. Then we got an herbivore, another blacked out one, which I'm assuming is another terrarium creature. Diatodon and Samasuchus for the herbivores. That would be cool. And then animal combat as well in update 17. Update 18, we have a new map, the wetland map, and engineer staff, as well as a carnivore and 2 fish eaters. Hold on, there is a fish icon. Could it actually be a fish? No, it's a piscivore. That means, like, a fish eater. And then update 19, it's a new species, and this one's a fruit eater, and animal nesting and breeding. And then update 20, which would be the last update they would do with, before they would release early access. Before they would come out of early access is a carnivore, a plant, an herbivore, and another herbivore. But backlog, we have mini aviary rework, which is, I guess, what we saw earlier with the terrariums. Genetic traits, grass rendering overhaul, path curbs, water surface interaction, weather wetness occultation, foliage wind simulation, main menu update, random objectives, and a heat system. Oh, wait. The last update did also include scenarios, so are we finally going to get like a campaign mode, or is that something else? Or is that something else entirely? And a heat system, so I guess like, AC and heaters for like the enclosures. And then plan development, we still have fence breakouts, hunting and combat, part 1, locomotion, jumping, dynamic camera, mix and sound, obstruction, ambient modular object audio, animal footsteps for modular objects, and trash. And of course, we also have the ongoing development, which is animal looking at targets, ontogeny and breeding, guests using bins, diagonic UI messaging, which I don't know what that means, and animal trading. So that's all we can really expect for Prehistoric Kingdom at the moment. Yeah, all good things. So we'll see how it holds out. Anyway, this has been the Dev Diary for January 2025. Let's hope that this ends up being a good year for Prehistoric Kingdom, as we are reaching near the end of early access. I'm looking forward to seeing all the new mechanics, all the new dinosaurs that we'll get this year, and of course, the babies, because that's obviously what this year is going to be about, the babies. They were teased over a year ago, and now we're finally going to be getting them pretty soon, I hope. But yeah, that's going to be the end of it. So if you enjoyed it and you look forward to more Prehistoric Kingdom devlog, and of course, if you're, into seeing my speed build videos, leave a like, subscribe today, hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything new. All my links are in the link tree in the description down below. And until next time, this is Tyrannosaurus signing off. Alrighty then. Take care now. Bye-bye then.